carries the scent of death and decay. Through the ruins of a burned temple, a lone warrior stumbles. His name is Perseus. He is cursed, exiled, and faithless. But something keeps him going. The hope of seeing his wife again, even if she is dead. The world around him shows the god's wrath. Villages are in flames, rivers of lava have replaced the seas, and eternal storms rage in the sky. No birdsong, no flowers, only the ashes of faith. After days of travel, Perseus reaches a place where the earth is cracked. An oracle tells him that his wife Lysandra is in hell, trapped by Hades, god of the underworld. There is no way to get there except through the gates of eternal night, guarded by Cerberus, the three-headed dog. Perseus knows that his rusty sword alone won't help him, so he looks for its hilt, which was made with a piece of Medusa's hair. Along his journey, he hears people tell stories about Medusa, Gorgon, an inhuman monster who turns men to stone with just one look. Finally, he finds his sword hidden inside a coffin in the ruins of a house. It is broken, but still bears the mark of his lineage. Taking it, he feels a connection to his ancestors, demigods, who once challenged the gods and paid for their defiance with their lives. Suddenly, Cerberus appears, blocking his path. Its head snarled, drooling poison. Perseus fights bravely but is mortally wounded. As darkness closes in, he hears a voice. From above, "Enough." A golden whip cuts through the night, hitting Cerberus, allowing Perseus to escape. In the shadows, a woman watches him leave. Her gaze is cold and sharp as a blade. Then she disappears. When Perseus wakes up, he finds himself in a cave. Before him stands the woman who saved him. She removes her mask and Perseus gasps. It is Medusa. He tells her that he needs to get to hell to rescue his wife, but she refuses to help him. For centuries, she has tried to reach Olympus, the home of the gods, but has failed. Now she wants nothing more than to end the life of the tyrant Zeus, who cursed her. Perseus says he feels the same, but to do that he needs to go to hell. She doesn't believe him, thinking he's just trying to use her, but he convinces her that together they can fulfill both their desires. And so an alliance is formed. They begin their journey. Where the earth ends and the sky begins, they enter the underworld. Red rivers of lava flow like veins through black stone. Tormented souls whisper ancient secrets, begging for water, for air. They wander through fields of suffering until they reach a meadow filled with shadows. There, a huge black dog with 3 heads lies sleeping. This is Cerberus, and Perseus already knows what he has to do. The dog wakes up, growling, and the ground trembles. The battle is hard, but the warrior manages to defeat the beast. As Cerberus breathes his last, the earth opens up and reveals a staircase leading down. It is the entrance to hell. Deep within hell, surrounded by tormented souls, Perseus and Medusa meet Minos, the legendary king who once angered Poseidon and became trapped in the labyrinth with a monstrous minotaur. He tells them that to move forward, they will have to pass a series of tests, each designed to bring out the worst in mortals. Medusa is furious and wants to attack, but Perseus calms her down. He knows that patience and strategy will serve them better. Soon they face their first challenge, Charon, the ferryman who carries the souls across the river Styx. But Charon refuses to let them board. To make him change his mind, Perseus proposes a bet. If he wins, Charon will take them across. If he loses, he will be chained to the oars for eternity. Charon accepts the challenge and the game begins. The warrior rows while the Gorgon holds the rudder steady. Soon, the first rays of dawn appear in the sky. Perseus is exhausted and asks Medusa to row. She does, and when the sun fully rises, they win. Charon, defeated, lets them cross. But before they board, Medusa destroys his boat, making sure no one can force them to return. On the other side, they are greeted by the sight of the Tartarus arena. Inside, skeletons of warriors clash, fighting battles long forgotten. Their bones rattle, their cries echo. Perseus and Medusa join the fray. Some of the heroes have been dead for millennia and cannot die again. Others were betrayed by their comrades and seek revenge. Together they fight for hours. At last, the remaining warriors lie defeated. Medusa wants to keep going, but Perseus insists on a break. He leads her to a cave filled with blue fire. There, amidst the dancing flames, she tells him about her past. Like Perseus, Medusa was once human. She was a priestess of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. One day, Poseidon invaded the temple where she was praying and assaulted her. Athena, angry at what had happened and feeling betrayed by her temple being violated, cursed her, turning her into a monster. Perseus listens intently, realizing that Medusa is not just a murderous gorgon, but a victim who has suffered greatly. In her loneliness, she has waited for centuries for someone to understand her, someone who can look beyond her monstrous appearance. But she is still dangerous. When she removes her golden mask, revealing her snake-like hair, Perseus recoils in surprise. But she doesn't attack. Instead, she tells him that she wants to help him free his wife. The warrior thanks her and tells her that together they can do great things. But their alliance is based on convenience. He too is tired of being alone. Then they continue their journey, facing trap after trap. Finally, they reach the throne of Hades. Surrounding him are Persephone, his wife, and his entourage of terrifying creatures. "Welcome, Perseus," Hades greets him. "I've been expecting you." He explains that he knows what the warrior came for, but also knows that he is the descendant of the Alcides family, sworn enemies of the gods. It is then that Perseus learns the truth. His wife Lysandra is not in hell, she is hell. Hades chose her to be his consort because she was a descendant of the Alcides, making her the perfect candidate to lead the rebellion against the gods. The problem is that to carry out this plan, the gods had to transform her into a creature of pure fury, a monster that now guards the gates of hell. Before Perseus can react, Lysandra lunges at him. Her eyes burn with infernal fire. Her skin is marked by sacred runes that glow with sinister light. She moves like a whirlwind, her every step shaking the very foundations of hell. The warrior is surprised by her ferocity, but also by her beauty. Despite being a dark and immortal creature, she is still the woman he loves. Lysandra is about to deliver the final blow when suddenly Perseus stops her with his sword. "Wait." She looks at him confused, and he tells her, "You don't have to do this." "Do what?" she asks, her voice echoing with the torment of her curse. "Be a monster." A shadow falls over them. Hades, his face expressionless, asks Perseus if he understands that she is no longer human. "I know," he replies, stepping closer to her. "But I want to free you anyway." Hades offers him a pact. He can take Lysandra's blood to Olympus and use it to destroy the gods, or he can release her, condemning the entire mortal world to ruin. Perseus hesitates, torn between his desire for revenge and his love for Lysandra. But as he looks into her eyes, he sees nothing but pain and longing for freedom. Without saying a word, he makes his choice. Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet collapses. Molten lava erupts, shaking the foundations of hell and Olympus. Zeus, king of the gods, senses the disturbance and asks what has happened. Hades answers simply, "The mortal has set me against my brother." Zeus's face darkens with anger. He is furious that a mere mortal dares to defy him. And with that, he leaves Olympus to destroy Perseus. Meanwhile, Perseus and Medusa flee through the collapsing underworld. Behind them, the screams of damned souls mingle with the roar of the flames. When they finally emerge from the ashes, the world is different. Olympus is at war with itself. Zeus is surrounded by traitors, and even his wife, Hera, has turned against him. Now afraid, the gods flee, leaving the mortals to fight among themselves. Perseus and Medusa find Lysandra, who has regained her human form. The three of them walk away from the battlefield, heading towards a new world. As thunder echoes in the distance, the ashes of the gods fall from the sky like rain. The war between mortals and immortals has just begun. And so ends the saga of Perseus, the cursed warrior who defied the gods and won. But perhaps victory came at too high a price, for he is no longer a man nor a monster, but something in between, forever trapped in the ashes of faith.